Good morning, guys. It is Saturday the 6th of December and bit of a busy day at the brewery today, so just wanted to give you all some updates on what's been happening. So today we're going to be cutting the floor. I have a builder coming in, so let me just flip the camera and show you. So this area here, we're going to be installing a drain, more or less where that white line is, all the way out to the door and then into the drain outside. So that's the plan this morning. I have the toilets blocked up with some plastic so the dust doesn't get in there, because I've just freshly painted the doors in there and the skirting boards. What else has been happening since my last video? Place is a bit of a mess with just boxes and shelving, but I have managed to thankfully complete the office. So you'll see I installed the vinyl floor with a nice Breffni Gale Brewing flag up there. We have window decals, which obviously are showing backwards at the moment because we're inside, but on both of those windows. And nice desk, some fridges in here as well, with the microwave and coffee machine. So a nice little kitchen area to chill in out of the cold of the brewery. So yeah, I'll take some images today once the builders get here and start to cut up the floor. But that's the first step. It's the big job that needs to be done, and once that's done, all of the other stuff can flow afterwards, such as the painting and painting the floors, painting the walls. We're hopefully going to get the electrics done next week. I've had the electrician in to give me a quote last week, and he's hopefully coming next week to do the electrics, and also hopefully get the plumbing started next week as well. So with a bit of luck, all going well, I'll have the place more or less ready, hopefully in and around Christmas time. That's going to give it a bit of time to let the floors dry. They take about a week in between coats and things like that. So yeah, in around Christmas time I hope to have the place ready to start moving equipment in. But yeah, look, I'll finish this video here. I'll take some footage when the guys are in cutting the floor. I also have guys coming to install broadband today as well. So quite a busy day, and I can just see the builders are arriving outside. I can see a digger just arriving there. So yeah, let me finish up and speak to the guys, and I'll chat to you guys a little bit later. 66 and 10 or 76, 76. Okay, the lads are finished up, as you will have seen from the video there a moment ago. They've finished cutting the floor. They're going to come back on Monday to lay the drain and finish up. So huge amount of progress there today. That job today was obviously a really, really dirty job. Lots of dust everywhere, and I'll have to give the place a good clean down after that. But that's why I wanted to get that job done today before anything else, because in the next few weeks we're going to be painting floors and all of that type of stuff. So it's best to get that job done first. So delighted that that's nearly finished. It'll be done on Monday. The internet, I was supposed to get that installed today. I'm waiting weeks to get broadband here, and they've been out a few times, and for whatever reason it hasn't happened. So today I had another appointment where they came out. The guy came out after his predecessors had laid some cables somewhere. He came out today only to find out that they'd actually laid the cables about 3 minutes away from here, and they're going to have to run them over the top of the building or something like that, and he wasn't willing to do that today. So that's probably going to take a few more weeks to get internet, and that's like, I'm going with broadband because I do want good high quality broadband in all of the brewery. I could get like a 4G, SIM card broadband in here, but I don't think it would extend out into the brewery where I'm going to need internet for things like tilts and temperature control and stuff like that. So probably best hanging around for the fibre broadband and getting that installed. Over the next week or so as well, I hope to get a start on the plumbing. I have a plumber who's going to do that for me. He's going to do some upgrades in the toilet down there. I think you've probably seen on a previous video the toilet looks terrible. So we've ripped up the vinyl flooring that was in there. I've bought some new vinyl flooring. Probably going to buy a new toilet bowl as well. The one that there is pretty old and rancid looking. So if we're having guests into the brewery, I want them to be able to visit the toilet and not to be looking like something out of a 1970s pub. So need to get some work done there. And also I'm hoping the electrician will be here next week as well. And once all that's done, I'll move on to painting the walls, painting the floors, getting all that stuff done in anticipation for eventually over the next few weeks getting the equipment moved in. So what else have I been up to over the last couple of weeks? So there's been a lot going on. I've been in the brewery literally every single day or every single evening, should I say, after work, just doing little bits and pieces. So little bits of painting. Like over the last few nights, I've been painting the doors for the toilets, the skirting boards in there, getting this office up to scratch, moving things in, installing blinds, installing the vinyl floor, painting the walls, installing skirting boards, all of that crap that's just needs to be done. And it's best to get that stuff done now because I can't do any of the other stuff, the more important stuff out in the brewery, like painting the walls, until the floor is done, etc. So what have I been up to over the last few weeks? Mainly getting headaches about things like tax and licenses and VAT and all of this crap. It's a bit of a nightmare. Like, you just tend to go around in circles. So you're trying to apply for your beer manufacturer's license. You can't do that unless you have a tax number. Then you go to get the tax number and they're looking for something else that you're going around in circles. So we did that for a week or two, myself and my wife, and then eventually we just decided to pass it off to an actual qualified accountant and let them go through the registrations for us. So we are tax registered. We have tax clearance. We are waiting on our VAT application. The revenue come back to us with some questions again. The revenue, like, if they actually read the application, they'd know that we're applying to be a brewery and we're not trading yet. It's illegal. It actually says on the application it's illegal to trade until you have a license. And then on the application it says, when did you start trading? Nonsense. So they also wanted to know the revenue. They wanted evidence of us trading in Ireland and also evidence of us trading in the EU. Again, how can we give them that when we are not actually trading yet? So I've just given them some invoices for equipment or quotes for equipment that I've been looking for, and hopefully that will suffice to get VAT approved. And the license application has gone in as well. I did that through the accountant. So that's all in motion at the moment. Hopefully we'll have some news on that over the next few weeks. It'll probably take a few months to get all those licenses, but it's good to start the process now. What else? I've got a few expressions of interests from a couple of pubs in Cavan Town, which is great. A couple who've said they will stock our beer, so that's wonderful. What else? Interestingly, we were invited last week to, or asked, would we be available for an event which was happening in Cavan? Would we be able to serve beer at that event? Unfortunately, because we're not up and running yet, we had to decline. But that request came through the guys that Created in Cavan. If you're not aware of that, check it out online. I think it's www.createdincavan.ie, I think. But check it out. It's all local producers in Cavan, and we will be a part of that Created in Cavan. So those guys reached out to us and asked us could we serve beer at this event, but unfortunately we had to decline. But we will definitely do any future events that they have. So nice to be invited to that. Really, really positive. And then what else is happening? Oh yeah, potentially good news on the grants front. So I'm sure I've spoken about this in previous episodes, where we're working with the local enterprise office, and we had to get an application in for a grant which is called the feasibility study grant. Because we're in a startup phase, we don't know if this business is going to be feasible or viable, essentially. So we've applied for a feasibility study grant. Essentially, that's going to help us get some equipment for the brewery to get us up and running, and then we can assess over the next year or so whether this is a viable, feasible business. So that grant application had to be in this week or last week, and the decision will be made on that next Wednesday, which is, I believe, the 9th of December. So we should find out if we've been approved for that grant. And if we have, wonderful, it means we can start going out and buying a few bits and pieces. I have my eye on a Brew Tools F300, I think it is, fermenter. I do need some other things like a heat exchanger, a few pumps, what else? A HLT. What else do I need? Lots of stuff. A cold room as well. So we're going to be putting a cold room out there. So that all of that stuff I can go ahead and purchase if we get that grant application approved. Even if we don't get it approved, we still need to go off and buy that stuff. But it doesn't make sense for me to go buy it now if we haven't been approved for the grant yet. So hopefully some good news next Wednesday, the 9th of December. And then we can kick on to the next phase. I think that's about it for the moment. I will show you guys more footage potentially on Monday, so I won't finish this video now. I'm going to kind of finish it up on Monday once the floor drain is installed, so I'll show you guys that and potentially any other things we might be up to on Monday. So yeah, chat to you guys in a little bit. Cheers. Good evening, guys. Just wanted to wrap up the video I started last Saturday. It's today, Tuesday the 9th, and I've just been in the brewery doing a few bits and pieces. So as you will have seen on the previous video just a second ago, we have the drains installed, so that's great. So let me just flip the camera around here. Yeah, so the drains are fully installed and they're just kind of drying out a little bit now. So I was back in this evening just doing a little bit of painting. So let me see, can I turn a light on in here? So yeah, just giving those walls a paint. It's like a dark green to match the beams here. So it'll be a dark green in there. Finished painting the doors as well with their gold hinges. That's what they will look like. That's one of the bathroom doors, or toilet doors. Also, I've just started painting the walls. So this is the first area I wanted to get painted because it's going to be a bit of plumbing going in over here soon. So just wanted to get the walls done before that. So I've only gone as far as there. You can probably see they're pretty filthy, those walls there, compared to just those there. So just making a start on that. Once the walls are painted over the next few days, so I'll get all these walls done a nice crisp white. Then I will move on to giving the floor a good thorough power wash, clean down, and maybe a bit of a kind of a priming as well before I move on to painting. So I think, I haven't figured out yet, but I think I'm going to paint this side of the room first, which will be in red, which will mark out the brewery area. And then once that, it's going to take about a week or so to fully cure and dry. So once that is done, I can then potentially move some equipment over to this side of the room, and then I'll start on this side for painting, which will be like a slate grey. So yeah, sorry, just let me turn off those lights because I am wrapping up to go home. So I'll finish the bathroom painting or the toilet painting on the walls over the rest of the week. Let me just flip camera. So what else has been happening? Yeah, got a little bit of I won't say bad news, but a little bit of a setback today with the grant application with the local enterprise office. So we were hoping to get a decision on that today, and if we got approval for the grant today, it meant we can pull the trigger and start buying some equipment. Shit, I've paint all over me. But the grant application got deferred, which is not terrible, but they had some questions around, because the grant we're applying for is a feasibility study grant. They kind of were a bit confused because essentially we have our recipes developed already, so they were wondering why we need funding if we already have our product mapped out and we know what we want to produce. So we just need to rephrase the application and maybe just change it slightly to emphasize the importance of, whilst it's great having your recipes brewed on the 23 litre homebrew batch, that doesn't really match up to scaling it up to a commercial level to see is it feasible. So we probably just need to rewrite it ever so slightly, and we'll be back in for the next grant application at the end of January. So it is a little bit of a setback because I was hoping to just start buying stuff now, because some things like tanks and whatever may take a couple of months to get here, or a month to get here, whatever it may be. So I don't want that delaying me, but it is what it is. I knew we'd hit some setbacks along the way, whether it's through the grant application or the licensing application. There is always going to be some setbacks along the way. So yeah, it's kind of a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. So what's next for us? Hopefully, I haven't heard from the electrician, and it's Tuesday. I'm hoping he'll come back to me this week. He did say this week. So hopefully get the electrics done this week, and the plumber is to come back to me as well. But he can't really, he's not really going to do a lot until that floor is cured. As in the cement in the drains dry and stuff like that. So he might take another couple of days towards the weekend. We might get him in. But yeah, still making good progress. Still hopeful of potentially having everything done in around Christmas time, but I know that's probably going to be, that's an optimistic. By the time I paint floors and stuff like that, it'll probably be early in the new year, which is fine. We're not going to have our licenses for another few months anyway, so there's no rush to get all of this stuff done. It's just I'd like to have the brewery fully painted and floors done and equipment moved in. And whilst I won't have licenses, it would be nice to be able to start doing some test batches on the Braumeister 200, because I've never brewed in the system, obviously, so I need to figure out some nuances of that. And so yeah, that's where I am. I'm going to finish up this video now and get home, maybe catch some Champions League football of a Tuesday night. Yeah, guys, I'll keep you posted with any new developments once I have some new news. So as always, if you did like this video, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, to keep updated with the latest on making a brewery. Thank you all so much for watching as always. Really appreciate all the support and comments. So take care, guys. Cheers.